Oh, we should be back. Wait, actually, now we are back. I unmuted my Skype, so you can actually hear me and communicate with me. I heard that it's
Hello!
helpful.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We're going to be going into Game 2 here in just a matter of moments. We have a draft coming up.
Yep, let's see what's actually happening with this one. There we go. Oh, I made it. I made it directly. Loaded into it. So, both teams just have to ready up. That's what we have to see right now. And then map draft time. What do you think? What do we get for game number 2?
It's gotta be Haunted Mines. It's gotta be, right? It's gotta.
No, to be honest, everything that's RNG should not be picked if you're well met, because you weren't not. Yeah, I mean they weren't lucky at all in game number 1. So
I'm
yeah.
just kidding. I'm joking with you. I wouldn't be surprised to see Dragonshire. I would really dig seeing Tomb of the Spider Queen. I would be like really into that right now.
Yeah, Spider Queen is not too much RNG. It's pretty straightforward, to be honest. A lot of fighting, a bit handing in, maybe here and there, a bit timing the waves of the weavers, but other than that, I think it's a decent map. I love the map. I don't know why everybody hates it. I love it. I'm an outsider.
Wow. Okay. First gets to strike 2 maps. I didn't realize that. I thought it was like a back and forth, not like a spider style.
No, I think it's a 2-2-1-1 something.
Weird.
I don't know. It's like a system, official one. I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm a caster. I have no idea. Haunted Mines out. Tomb is out.
Oh, what
Bay.
a shame. What a shame.
So all the RNG and snowbally maps are pretty much out, which means I want to see Dragonshire. Give me a Dragonshire or Sky Temple. We had amazing matches today on Sky Temple. The last Cursed Hollow was also pretty interesting because in balancedness, let's say it like this, because fight-wise and siege-wise, etc., it was really cool. It was really just that last boss spawn plaster tribute there that that just wasn't good at all. Even though the last fight, if you look at it, I mean the last fight and the outcome of the last fight, I don't think the curse actually played a big role there.
Yeah, no, it really didn't. I mean, at that point, there's very little going on except for the big boss pushes. I mean, they needed all in, and that's what they tried to do. But finally, Dragonshire. We got a Dragonshire pick here.
Okay, that's interesting. I hope it's a correct one. But yeah, they proceed, which means we get Viking Zagara probably banned out. That's what I expect. What is it? No, Sylvanas is being banned out by Well Met. Okay.
That's really good because Sylvanas on this map is insanely strong. Anytime the dragon's pushing, she can like lock down a tower and not have the dragon get slowed or hit by it is absolutely insane. That's wild. Not to mention the fact that she's going to give a good amount of experience early on.
Whoa, what's that? Illidan first pick.
Yeah, they're locking him down.
That's unusual.
Well, I'll tell you, I think it can be useful because right now you're looking for synergies between groups of 2 or 3 heroes. You're not necessarily getting into full 5-on-5 team fights a lot, and Illidan can hold his own 1 by himself or 2 like really well with like 1 or 2 other people. I think it would be really cool to see an Abathur pick. I'm not sure that it's ever going to happen, but Abathur Illidan is like really cool.
I mean, yeah, it's a cool thing, but in Heroes of the Storm you pick the ladies first, always. Always. There's no other thing. It's not ladies seconds, always ladies first.
Yeah, and they did lock down those Val and Janus. They're really locking down the damage on their team, and they're gonna kind of build out from that. Do you think we would see a Rhaegar? Do you think we would see Abathur or Uther? I mean, Uther is probably more likely, huh? Because the Divine Shield's gonna be really useful, especially with Val and Jaina being so squishy on the other team.
We have to see. I mean, right now I'm really curious. I mean, you made me curious with some nice ideas like the Abathur. Sure, it would be the first Abathur of this day. So I can see this combo coming out, but maybe they just secure their tank first. Yep, like the Muradin, and the healer right after. So they have the core of the team, and then they can balance around what Belmet is picking in 3 and 4.
Right. Yeah, I think that's definitely something that we could see. I mean, what kind of support are they going to go for here, though? I mean, I feel like it has to be Uther, and I don't feel like they're going to give or let the other team get Uther here.
Well, we have to see what happens. Right now, I'm really curious. I mean, they just played the Malfurion, and to be honest, healing-wise, the Malfurion did really well, but at Brightwing it is again. So Okay, Brightwing, some global presence on Dragonshire, not too important in my opinion, unless like it's really the balance is shifting over. Like on a
Right.
shrine, you want to hold or you have to hold, so Brightwing can come in. That's quite decent.
It's
Um,
also okay to keep Brightwing out of the hands of the other team because Brightwing really shuts down Illidan. So if they were to grab Brightwing for whatever reason, well, like if they were to give up Brightwing, their opponent would have the option to like polymorph every time that Illidan tries to get into the fight.
yeah, that's true. I mean, the Illidan is really allergic to any CC. That's when you can
Yeah.
focus him down within seconds. Otherwise, he's so mobile that he mostly gets away, especially if he has a nice support with tons of healing besides him.
Yeah.
This way, yep, they secure that. I can totally see that. And that also means that if they actually want to pair up something with the Illidan, like your idea with the Abathur, then they can save that for the later picks. We get
Right.
a Nuparak now by Wellmet. So 2 ladies. The first guy is coming out. Even though he's a buck, I don't know. Maybe he's asexual.
Yeah, I don't really know how Nubarak spawns. I mean, well, who is he with? Is it Anubarak and Zagara? We're together. There's like a little promotional video.
No. Anubarak is like he was banished in a tomb where he was
No, I'm
like,
talking about there was like a video, like a promo video that Blizzard made.
oh,
Um,
I have no idea.
yeah,
I
I
have
think it
no
was
idea.
Zagara. I think Nubrak and Zagara are a couple in this universe. Um, but
But
anyway, yeah. So
not in the
Rhaegar, what do you think
original
of
one.
Rhaegar here?
They're really far away in the original one. Sigara is with the Swarm and StarCraft. You should know her best since you come from StarCraft.
Yeah, yeah. I'm very familiar with Zagara
Yep.
and
And
other
Anubarak,
queens
nope.
as well.
But anyway, maybe we gonna see the bug lady coming out because it's still an option. It would also still be an option for imaginary friends here because, well, I could see Abathur Cigar happening.
That would be really interesting. I think that would be a really interesting combination, actually. But what do they need to deal with? What do you think they're most afraid of on the other team here? I mean, Rhaegar obviously going to keep anybody alive for quite a while. His burst healing is absolutely insane. Um,
Dual
Nubrak.
support coming out. Okay, that's
Ooh.
interesting. Dual support for the Illidan and a heavy tank. I'm not so sure though. Like the oh
Tychus, what is
Tychus.
happening?
Okay, now it gets interesting. I mean, I
What?
told you already that like teams that lead with 1-0, they might be going for something very interesting,
Yeah.
experimenting a bit around. And Tychus, well, let's see. I mean, stun wise, what's there? There's the Anubarak stun, and everything else should be completely fine, which means he might actually get a full channel off. So that's pretty nice. Do we have a lobby invite?
I'm joining off a queue right now, and I'm inviting you.
Okay, then I can invite the other players. I think. There we go. Invite to game. How can I invite to game? Invite to game. Never mind. They got in. Everything's fine.
Interesting. This is an interesting team comp. This is interesting on both sides. Like, I mean, they got the double tank going on, right? They have a new Barak and an off tank Tyrael. Um,
Oh, they want to swap. Oh, now it actually gets interesting. So swapping my overlay here into the in-game thingy, and they want to swap sides. So I have to swap my overlays as well. Well met is gonna be on Team Blue, so that's gonna be interesting. See, I told you about some teams. They
yeah, they like to push. It's like it reminds me of like Ender's Game, where like he like changes. He starts. Have you ever read Ender's Game? You familiar with Ender's Game?
not really.
Okay, well they have like these zero G battles. They're battles in places with no gravity. And so what he does is he like changes the perspective of his team so that instead of like pushing from like left to right, like head on against their opponents, they're pushing like down. They like orient themselves downward, like going from the top to the bottom, just because it's interesting and a different way of thinking about things. But I guess it's maybe not really relevant anymore. I'm gonna wrap up my Ender's Game reference and we'll call it a day.
Okay, so I hope I got my overlays all right. Left side we have Wellmet with, of course, one game behind. Right side this time on Dragonshire we have imaginary friends, or why do I always say friends? Because it's the imaginary friend is such a thing. Imaginary heroes. With one game up, so overlays are correct, and now we're just waiting till the rest of them join. But I guess the smokers are, yeah, still puffin.
Puffin,
Puffin.
puffin.
Puff, puff, puff. Like Puff Daddy.
All right, so yeah, just waiting on the last couple people. I'm really excited for this map. This is our first Dragonshire today, huh, isn't it? We haven't seen this map yet today.
Nope, not today. We had we had one fancy one. We had the first one was Placards Bay.
Oh yeah, that was.
Then we had Sky Temples and Cursed Hollows, and no other map was
really
actually
like watching
drafted.
Black Hearts. I don't think Black Hearts is that interesting.
No. well, it's always a change, so I'm fine with everything that's not normal.
Yeah. That's true. That's
So
true. Always
let's-
looking on the bright side. I like that about you.
Always stay positive. No, I want to be excited. I want to be like really hyped about certain maps and everything. We actually had qualifiers where we had even multiple games in one round, and we had like 7 or 8 Curse Hollows. And I was like, oh no, guys, please don't. But then again, you're spoiled because in other games you only have one map, you know. And suddenly in Heroes of the Storm you get the choice. And what do you want? You want more choice, more choices, more options.
Sure.
That's like it's a typical first world problem. No, seriously, like you have a supermarket full of products, but you're still going to like to some special store because they got like fancy tasting jam or something for your breakfast, and you're not happy with the 20 kinds you get in your supermarket, you know? And it's the same for Heroes. You have options, and now we're complaining all the time.
Yeah, really. I can't wait to see what else they do with maps, with the new maps coming out, man. Can't wait to see what happens next.
Well, to be honest, I would like to see the other maps being a bit more balanced, maybe. So they actually get tournament viable. And I'm also still curious. I mean, Heroes of the Storm still has to develop itself into like a real esports, also around the maps. So I'm looking forward if certain tournaments, for example, around the World Championship, for example, if we're gonna see, say, like certain maps being banned out of the tournament format, like Placards Bay, Haunted Mines, those two.
Right.
The others, they are okay-ish, I think.
Yeah. So, what's left for us? We have this game, which is game 2 of this best of 3. If Imaginary Gaming Heroes can take out Well Met once again, they are going to be qualified for what? Do we know what the prize pool is for the what this is feeding into?
Well, you are qualifying for a 5K tournament.
Yeah. So a 5K tournament. So there's a lot on the
It's
line.
3K, 5K, 10K, and those teams who were placed top 4 from Cup 1 won the 3,000 plus the hardware. They got, of course, 1, 2, 3 is the prize distribution.
Wow.
And they qualified for Cup number 2. Now we have 12 qualifiers for Cup number 2 into the 5,000 plus hardware. And then there the teams, I'm not 100% sure about the Cup 3 format, but yeah, also teams again will qualify. And we get, of course, a new qualifiers for Cup number 3, and that will be then for 10,000. $10,000 for grabs.
There's a lot on the line here that these guys are trying to fight for.
Yeah. Now, what I love is that the chat is getting active. The people are discussing about, like, for example, last game, the boss situation and the tribute spawn at the time. But what's happening with the 10th player? Come on, guys. This is a best of 3, not a best of 1 plus. Wait till tomorrow for the second game.
Yeah, can you imagine if we just did this that one game and then was like, all right, come back tomorrow for the last 2 games of the best of 3?
Sure, yeah. We all got a lot of time. Like, I didn't have time for this at all, but Sham2 was sick. Mr. Pun Master himself.
How do I say? What was the Devi?
Davai.
One guy stole toilet. All right, and I guess we're gonna have to keep waiting. I'm like so excited to get into this game. I think these teams are
By
really
the way,
well
did you
matched.
see that?
End of last game was insane. The both cores going down, bosses on either core at the same time was absolutely insane.
Yeah. But did you see like what happened? For example, DreamHack Bucharest. It was pretty much like there was half an hour waiting time. Then it was like 20 minutes draft and everything. And after that, people decided to go for toilet. And that delayed the game by another 20-30 minutes or so because they had to go through the entire crowd to actually reach the toilet.
God.
and then come back to their seat, say, hey, I'm ready, and then they started, and then you still have another, what, 2-3 minutes it costs to, like, you load in and everything, so the delays are insane. It's the same here. I mean, they had a break between game 1 and 2, then they had the entire draft duration, and unless it's the drafter pretty much on the toilet, then I don't see why you just couldn't, you know, go. Unless he's doing a lot of big business, then, I don't know, maybe he ate something wrong.
I've never been into a house that has a computer screen in their bathroom.
Yeah.
But I would consider it. I would consider doing it. When I own my own place, I would think about it.
Or we need definitely toilet seats for pro players.
Looks like we might be ready.
Oh, Jesus. Yes.
Oh, here we go. Yes.
Okay, just to summarize this for the viewer, Imaginary Heroes versus Well Met. Well Met lost the first map, a pretty close game. Now we have the first Dragonshire of the day here in the ETS Qualifier number 7. It is to qualify for 5,000 for the 5,000 Cup plus hardware, obviously sponsored by Alienware and Rocket. My name is Heflamog, casting with Mr. Unctious. As I said, I'm more or less the replacement today. You were at least planned from the get-go. I just jumped in because Mr. Shamtu ate too much wrong sushi.
He feels better. I hope he feels better. He's, I don't really know what was wrong, but I hope it's nothing serious.
Well, maybe he also couldn't leave the toilet. Who knows? Well. Anyway, so since my overlays and everything's ready, we can go directly to introducing the guys. I'm gonna take Well Met this time on the left side. They insisted on changing the side, so we talked about a bit about earlier. So let's see. Shadowmar is gonna play that rigger. We have Soccer on that Tyrael, Survival on the Vala, Sports Billy on the Anuporak, and yeah, Hazu OBS is on Jaina. Let's look at the other side.
Yeah, and on Imaginary Gaming Heroes, we have Arakien. I'm totally going to struggle with this. On Illidan, we have Meud on Tychus, Deniten on Muradin, Tokuzan on Brightwing, and then finally on Tassadar we have Kiyu.
But look at this mid aggression. They take the full wave, pushing it against the towers, and then they spread before the first XP is being distributed in any other lane. But strangely enough, they're not going top, so top they actually missed like 1 creep XP. But there is also a trap.
I mean, that's a reasonable thing. I mean, they got a little bit of oh, look at, I love it. The High Templar Tassadar popping his passive allowed him to spot Jaina and Vala hiding in the bushes, which is really nice. But we do have a 3-on-1 here in the top lane. Tyrael trying to do what he can to push this lane back, and he's actually doing a reasonable job of it. Meanwhile, we do have a quick rotation downward. Oh, finally actually coming back up. Anubarak getting stunned out. Illidan trying to move into the back to try to do a little bit of damage. But he's not really going to be able to touch Jaina here. Anubarak and Tyrael are going to be able to do what they can to have a front line, which is going to be really powerful.
I love these rotations coming out. It's pretty aggressive. I mean, bottom is now claimed by the Rhaegar. He obviously has the damage advantage over the Brightwing top. Well, nobody can claim mid anyway, so taking the shrine right now, that's not really the good thing.
Oh,
but
the body block.
Yeah, the body block of Anubarak there was real, but he could still just slide through the plants here.
Yeah, he was able to get away. Anubarak's going to be very hard to kill just because of that, especially on this map, because of the just having this wall here gives him a free out almost all the time. Tychus coming forward, trying to do damage to Tyrael. Sokka stunned, but he will be able to get away. And oh, Haswab so far forward. This is the last place that he wants to be with an Illidan on the map, and it's going to be really tough for him to get away. Illidan moving forward, Muradin with a beautiful stun, and Haswab's going to go down here. And with that, Illidan's going to keep on moving forward. I mean, Arakeen going to be able to keep doing the damage.
Yep, I definitely love what they did there. Like, nice blocking out the Jaina, and yeah, you already said it. Against the Illidan, don't even think about running away. You just don't get away, which means we have a 50-50 shrine block, of course. But as of right now, like, Vala versus Tassadar, you just don't have any chance of, like, grabbing that DK. There has to be a huge imbalance, a nice fight before something like that. And look how aggressive that Tassadar is against the Vala. Vala actually struggling on that lane. Instead, they go for the Bruisers, trying to create some sort of imbalance on this map. Maybe, yeah, the Tyrael is going to claim top. But yeah, bottom is also claimed by the Brightwing. It's going forth and back everywhere. This rotations, it's so erratic at this point.
Yeah, it doesn't seem it doesn't seem hugely coordinated. Ooh, good stun there, keeping Tyrael from actually being able to get away, which puts a little bit of extra damage on him, and he's going to need to run. Hashwab's coming in though, getting Tychus very low. Nubarak moves in, and Tychus will fall here. Hashwab now going to move back. He needs to be a little bit more careful. It's 2-on-2, and that Illidan is really good at fighting.
Look at that man fight bottom there. That's quite crazy. Rhaegar versus Brightwing, and Brightwing, of course. Well, he had a tiny advantage there because he skilled the Envenom, and now the Rigger actually lost this one in the mid. Well, Vala has to guard this. There's no way Tacita can really do this alone. Some damage there as well, but of course the shields are up, and also top. Now the Nubarak can actually claim this shrine back, but it's a pretty interesting game. Level-wise, we're still on a even level, but of course Shadowmara, he has a problem now. He can't really hold his lane. He has to be super passive.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be really careful. I mean, Servo doing a really nice job of just kind of zoning him out, making sure that he's putting on enough damage to trade well with him, which is a hard thing to do against Tassadar because of the shield. But Q actually moving up. It was just about to try to take the Dragon Knight, but going to be unable to do that. Oh, and finally a big fight. Sport really needs to get out of there. Tyrael doing a really nice job of kind of creating a wall so that Jaina can more comfortably sit behind and get the damage off that she needs to do. And they're going to move back onto this point over on the top, and it's going to be full control for the blue team.
Yep, but then again, there's Tacita in the mid. Like, he's that. I love that. By the way, that transformer model. It looks so cool when he's mounted up.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. All right, oh, Brightwing in the bottom, actually doing a ton of damage to Vala there. Vala very close to being dead, and with Rhaegar being out of mana, they're going to need to rotate out of that situation. He's going to need to go back home, get some mango, and feel a little bit more comfortable about staying in lane.
Mango.
But,
okay.
Yeah. Gotta get the mango, man.
Oh, but look at Anubarak. Oh, I think he overextended there. Never mind there. Illidan diving the tower really deep. Now the last tower shot. Yep, that's the last tower shot going beyond the evasion. So they're gonna get that kill. That's of course nice for experience. But still, the longer this goes, I think the more advantage we're gonna have. Say it on imaginary heroes, because we have Bribe, for example, on the Brightwing. Yes, he's gonna take those siege giants easy going, and well, it's looking good. But then again, oh, Tacita taking some nice damage here.
There's nobody here to rotate in. Oh, Tassitar's got to get back in it, but he needs to. He's going to actually take a lot of damage because of this. If he's not careful, he does have to pop his dimensional shift to get out of there.
Yep, but in the meantime, they had enough time to just get it done. However, the Brightwing going down here in the bottom lane, that's interesting, because not just destroys it the Ogres, they can also go directly into something. And now mid, well, the decay spot is going to be claimed. Oh, Vala! Can she just leap forward? At the moment, Tacita, oh, it's enough.
She is going to fall. That's a big advantage right now, and it does mean that that they're going to have the ability to take both of these towers. I mean, without that damage there, they can kind of force a fight if they'd like to. And it looks like Tyrael's actually going to have to back off here because Muradin finally rotating up. Brightwing needs to take this bottom tower, and he's going to be able to do just that, which means that they're going to have full control in just a matter of moments here.
I love this game already. Like, this is so close with everything. There are the pings by Jaina. She knows exactly the Muradin is there, just waiting to stun her so that maybe the Tacita can crap it. But the problem is, at the moment, the Brightwing is losing that fight, or not really losing the fight against the Rhaegar. But now Tacita is coming in, which means Rhaegar, oh, you don't want to be there. There's the Envenom. Oh, there is Muradin coming in, but the heal, they're already level 10. It's just the perfect timing to ding level 10 here.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams are level 10 here. And oh, Hashwab's not in a great position. Illidan all over Hashwab. Is she going to be able to get away? Just barely. And that's going to be it. Rhaegar doing a really nice job there. But that means that they will have to pull back. And that meant that Tyrael had to go up to cap that top temple, because it was going to be a hard position for them to be in to defend that Dragon Knight with their teammates so low.
Yep, that was actually quite interesting. Oh, the Illidan. I don't know if that's really where you want to jump in. If he was stunned there, that might have been really interesting. But in the end, again, 50-50 Shrines play a tiny advantage experience-wise for well met. The fight was not too well bottom, actually. There was also no one left who could, in theory, just cap the DK. Tyrael, however, he has to be careful. I mean, he can leap once forward or on the other side, but I don't know, does he have cooldown or anything like that? The Illidan just jumping? No, he's going on the other side. Yep, there was nothing left. In the mid, oh, Vala. Never mind that. That was close one.
Yeah, it was definitely a tense position. I think what's kind of interesting about this game is that usually you see one team like really taking advantage of these like kind of deadlock positions where you'll see forts going down, you'll see towers going down. Do we even have a single wall down anywhere? Is there there's been no like significant damage to either team. They're not really focusing on pushing, trying to take towers, trying to get that XP lead that way. Instead, they're literally just focusing on the top and bottom temples, like or the shrines.
Well, of course,
strange.
bottom now, with those bruises, there's some more pressure here on those towers, and you were looking for something going down. I think might be the first tower, for example, they're actually working on. Well, now we have in the mid... No, there's not really any push going on, because nobody really gets to it. That's the problem. The focus on the shrines is just amazing.
Yeah.
How fast it is. Even though, I mean, the first DK is also not the strongest one, to be honest. I really think one of those teams should take a risk. Well, we have the bribe being used on... the siege augurs, and let's see what's happening now. There's a rotation. They see the other bruises on the other side, so too late to contest. And oh, Muradin, that's a bit out of position, but he's close enough to his defense line that he can easily do it.
Yeah, so we're going to see this this rotation upward from Muradin, trying to do what he can, but it is 3-on-2 up here, but a full rotation from Tassadar and Tychus as well. It looks like they're looking for a team fight, and Vala and Rhaegar are nowhere around. Q is spotted, and that's going to be enough to have Sport Billy and Sokka just start to move back. They know that they can't really comfortably engage this, so they're just going to move back a little bit, let their opponents have this tower, because down in the bottom lane...
oh, but this is going to be a blue DK. There's gonna be a blue decay shrine. It's Tassadar just to stop it, but yeah, top, they already claimed it. There's really just 1-2 seconds time window, and even in that time window there is someone to interrupt. So at the moment both teams play Dragonshire as it's supposed to be played. Oh, but look at this in the mid. Well, that's some damage on the Anubarak, but he's just swapping out there, easy going.
It's actually a really well-timed rotation supporting Kiyu there, because he was a little bit out of position, so that rotation down was really useful. Yeah, so we have no forts down yet. This game is remarkably slow. This is like what's going to end up happening is the first Dragon Knight's going to be insanely strong. Oh, we do see a little bit of an engagement here. Both teams are just kind of poking at each other, though no one really actually making any headway whatsoever. And we have a rotation down from Muradin trying to get rid of this blue shrine and turn it into a red one. Shadowmare coming down, going to do the damage actually. Muradin's going to have to get out of there, which
oh, you got to be careful. Nice stun there on the Anubarak. If the Anubarak stunned him before that might have been a kill, but in the end, nope, that didn't really work out. Nice little heal playing. And in the end of the day, they keep their blue little shrine. But they can transition, finally, something into push. At least a wall is going down, tower's going down. That's some additional XP. Oh, but there's a nice go here on the Anubarak. But oh, what a Rhaegar heal. Ancestral healing coming out, easy going. But he himself doesn't have too much HP.
Ooh, big judgment going down, and that's actually going to take Tychus out of the fight completely. A good Rain of Vengeance actually keeping the Zarkon in place. And Kiyu getting very low. He's invulnerable. Is he going to be able to get away? He shields himself, and Brightwing with the Blade heals, keeping him alive. But is Brightwing going to get out of there? No, he will not be able to. But, you know, it was a very close. Muradin came in at just the right time. Illidan finally getting involved in the fight to see who he might be able to clean up, but unable to do that. Didn't get a single kill, and that's a 2-for-0 trade.
Yep, I mean, 2-for-0, that pretty much shifts the game a tiny bit now, because the level 16 talents are coming at some point. We have now a level advantage for Well Met, so yeah, well done, I would say, for Well Met.
Yeah, they didn't even really have enough time to use
and
this
that's a DK.
Oh, finally, oh no, they are able to. This is the first Dragon Knight, 11.5 minutes into the game.
That is actually surprising, DK, because I thought the Muradin is gonna stay mid just to interrupt this one, but instead he shifted top, so positioning mistake, I think. They could have still hold it, especially bottom, but nope, that didn't go. And now everybody has to come and defend this, but it doesn't even look like it. Brightwing is not coming in, Muradin is not coming in. Do they really accept a 40, like a minute DK without no resistance whatsoever?
Yeah, I mean it's wild. It was like it's a really big slip to have just kind of let that happen. There wasn't that much they could do, but at least they could have delayed it a little while longer, make sure they have all their teammates up, and then maybe try to make something happen. But they do have that level 16 talent above their opponent, which is going to be really valuable. Muradin hopping over the wall, he was behind his opponents for a while there. That was a little bit scary. I saw him coming in, and I was like, that's not where he should be. And wow, so off of that, they took down the tier 2 defenses almost immediately. They were able to push one lane incredibly hard, and there's still a few more seconds left on the Dragon Knight.
Yep, if they accept this fort as well, I mean, there are just some seconds left on a DK, but they get it nevertheless. So this is more than a level advantage now. Well Met is taking on speed. Alright,
so level 17 to level 15, still waiting on that tier 16 talent. They're going to be able to steal some of their opponent's stuff, bribing a couple of these knights up here in the top lane, but actually not really able to do anything. It looks like they're just going to rotate in. He just wasted his bribe stacks on something that his opponents are going to take.
And they see that and they say like, "Muchos gracias, amigo." There we go.
Yeah, so that's going to be theirs without a shadow of a doubt. And perhaps a pretty serious misplay from Tokuzan, because he got rid of all of his bribe stacks.
Yep, that's not how you want to do it. But oh, maybe there's a fight around this here with the buildings helping a tiny bit. I mean, Illidan is missing. That's the biggest problem. Illidan can't do any damage, and that's why they just initiate on that Muradin, and he's exploding, just ripped in pieces.
Yeah, that judgment was huge. I mean, you can't really sit under the tower like that. That's just not going to work. But yeah, look at all the blood for bloods. Look at how many blood for bloods are on the blue team.
Ouch.
Almost everybody.
This is the Muradin burst. Oh. This is the burst you need to get a Muradin or a tank down. You just use it 1, 2, 3 times at easy going. But now, look at all those ultimates. Fancy ultimates, but everything is getting stopped just by the Anubarak stun. Easy going. That Impale just saved them the retreat, mount up, and going for their own mercs, which they, well, neglected so far because they were just going from tier 2 forward to tier 2 forward, and the entire line has been cleaned. So that's what you get from one DK, or like from one victorious step, pretty much. 2 levels almost in advantage. Now painting the entire map blue, of course except for the enemy's base, and that's it.
That retreat was really, really smart. I mean, having Tychus no longer has his ult up anymore, right? You know, he pops his Odin, and the enemy team just says, nope, we're not really interested in engaging on this. We're just gonna kind of pull back. So that was that was just really smart. But finally, the temples are back, and we're gonna see who can take control of them.
To be honest, now I really feel bad, because now with the new temple spawning, it's gonna be a 50-50 spawn. Obviously, they claim it on each side, but the problem is with that 2-level advantage, you can just push, and look what they do. They just go mid, say hello to the fort. The fort down to like a 50%. They're not gonna commit fully on it, but well, you see how nice movement is coming out here by well met. And if, for example, if Muradin if he's too ballsy, then he just gets 4 times blood in his face, and then he is on no HP left whatsoever.
Yeah, and that's really, really devastating. I mean, to have your tank be that squishy in this game is absolutely insane. Brightwing coming down here, trying to get some control over this tower, but no, that's going to be a second Dragon Knight for our blue team. Servo taking it down in the middle, and they're going to be able to definitely get at least 1 keep. I mean, if they want to, they can try to put some damage on the core, but they might just rotate up, take a second keep, make sure that there's a lot of pressure on the lane. Their opponents haven't taken a single fort yet.
Yep, and that's the second DK. Easy fort, at least one of them. We have to see if there's a fight following, but of course you don't want to fight with a DK. At the moment, I just try to focus someone, the rigger. If he dies, it would be her, but nope, it's not coming out. Ancestry healing, and now they lose their tank again, plus their assassin, Illidan, Muradin, and now it's just get the hell out of here.
Yeah, this could be the game. This now 40-second cooldowns. I mean, Illidan got blown up so quickly. He didn't even stand a chance. Tychus needs to run on back in his Odin. He's not feeling terribly protected without his teammates around. I mean, they could push and try to win here. I think it's something that they could reasonably do. Anubarak moving in, trying to keep Q down. Is Q going to fall here? No, Rhaegar moving forward, but not able to do enough damage to take him out, especially with that shield there. And so now the Dragon Knight shelling away here on the core, but no one's supporting him whatsoever.
Okay, I mean, they know about their HP and the respawn timer. That's the funny part. It's pretty low. I mean, less than 10 seconds on both of them. So the DK is gonna time out of the base, while Met is playing safely. And because they can, it's really because they can. Level 20 versus level 18. Like whenever the mercs are coming back up, which is right now, for example, here at bottom, they're just gonna crab them. And I don't know if they want to wait for the next DK, or if they just say, okay, we wait till they force a fight, something like that. But right now, it just seems like they're going back to base, refill your mana, and that's pretty much it. So what can Imaginary Friends do right now to actually come back on this one?
Well, they need to move back. They can take their bruisers, which I think they're actually getting into position to do. They need to put some pressure on the lane, and they also need to go out of their way to like group up and try either.
Brightwing!
Brightwing! Oh man,
that is
so
bad.
Brutal. So
that's 50
seconds. Like a nail in my
seconds.
coffin, man. That's so brutal.
50 seconds without your healer. That means level 20 versus level almost 19. They're just gonna clear those bruisers. But in theory, I think Met could just force a fight right now. I mean, what are they supposed to do without a Brightwing? And well, Tassadar is getting a jump. I mean, he's not gonna die on this just because he's invincible on a button press. But let's see, Anubarak, they want to go, for more of an XP advantage, going fort by fort.
They need to get 20 before the next temples come up, and I just don't know that it's going to happen. I mean, there's just not enough soak for them right now, and their opponents have like full map control. I mean,
but they go in.
Going down. Uh-oh, Jaina moving forward. Tychus actually getting judgmented and getting completely destroyed. Well met on the complete front foot. Illidan going and trying to clean up whoever he can. Vala does fall, but that's not going to be enough. He needs to take out Hasselhoffs as well. Really great Ancestral, keeping Hasselhoffs alive. He sprints on out of there, and that means that he's going to stay alive to do even more damage. Sokka on the full retreat, and is he going to be able to get away? He's got his Q in just a few seconds here to try to get away, and speeding himself up, trying to split up just to keep his teammates alive. And Illidan's going to try to chase down Jaina, but not going to be able to do it. Hasselhoffs moves back in. Is he actually going to be able to take out Illidan here? Is this going to be a full turn? Tyrion's still alive, just dying, just now, getting the explosion, not really hitting anybody with it. But,
this is beautiful. Now they can grab the third DK, and with the third DK you can do a ton of damage.
This is
Talent-wise,
Dragon Knight, man.
Yep, this is... I heard someone saying in the chat, oh, this is GG for well met, but it's not. They're gonna clear the bruises, but I think they have to accept the DK. There's nothing they can do, because they're not even in position to interrupt. So what's happening? Illidan is gonna take it. Muradin is already working on the towers. He doesn't need a DK for it. So, well, that's interesting now. Depending on how much damage they can do with this DK, this is potentially a full comeback.
Yeah, this is actually insane. I mean, this fort's gonna fall in no time. This thing has 1 minute and 15 seconds on it. What can well met do to try to turn this around?
This is a full-out fight now. Maybe even the game-deciding one.
All right, so the Dragon Knight's actually melting remarkably quickly. It's not invincible, that's for sure.
They could rotate top. I mean, they're still tier 2 forts to go for it, the same way well met played. But then again, we're also in a position where levels don't matter that much anymore. So the DK goes for it, does some damage. What means some damage? It's actually huge damage, but they fully initiate on it. I mean, Illidan is not gonna die afterwards unless he gets like a super nice judgment on it. And yes, they're gonna do it. I don't think they can go for a full retreat here. Nope, there has to be something. Is it happening? Well met, or do they chase too far?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that they chase too far. I think they might just want to go down and grab some of those map objectives. They could go ahead and grab the Giants if they want to. Even their opponent's Giants, which would be really, really nice. Or those Central Knights. Get some pressure on one of the two leftover keeps. That way their opponents have to respond to it. But they are rotating down. It looks like they're thinking about going for these Giants, but Muradin spots them. He knows exactly where they are. Tyrael just doing a little bit of damage, poking forward a little bit. Neither team really wants to engage immediately. Illidan just kind of shelling away on these Giants. They want to take them. Are there no bribe stacks available whatsoever?
Oh, Muradin, he's going in. He has to risk the blood for blood. Spam on him. Is that actually happening? No, it's not. But look at Tychus' position. He can actually shoot from behind the bushes, so that's just perfect. And he's going full in, but there's blood for blood on him, and there it is. My goodness. He just got blown to pieces. Now Illidan is pretty much the next one, and that fight is early. GG right here. We have to see if they can finish it somehow. Still some nice damage dish out by the Tychus, but he's under focus now, so he's the next one to fall. A 3-for-0 trade. Blood for blood. Nerf Plex.
Oh yeah, Muradin just got completely destroyed, like 100%. And they had enough coordination to make sure that right wing was kind of out of the picture, and this is going to be the game. This is going to bring us to 1-1. Well met, bringing it back in game 2 here to force us to go to a game 3. Really, really strong play by them. I can't wait to see what happens in the third game here.
Like on a side note, I mean, well played, well met, well played. The other way around. I don't know. The fact is, you have to nerf blood for blood. I mean, it's not funny that like you jump at someone and you are 100-0 in like less than a second. This is crazy, and I was wondering why they're holding back so much. But as soon as the Muradin was leaping in a second time, they were like, okay, that's enough, guys. We've seen enough. We heard enough, Muradin. We're gonna silence you, and that's it. Like 4 times, no, I think it was 3 times blood for blood used on him, but it doesn't really matter because it still takes so much HP away, and apparently it stacks. So that's bad. I think we should ask Blizzard to make like maximum 1 or 2 stacks of blood to blood on you.
Just send them this video. Like, do you see what you've done, Blizzard?
No, I mean it's kind of common. You're like, all right, there's a tank, and then, bzz, oops, there was actually a tank. Anyway, guys, it's cool. We get game number 3. Imaginary friends, I always say imaginary heroes. He took game number 1, but well met. Like with a tiny throw attempt in the mid game, pretty much. Oh, it's coming still back here for 1-1.
Trying real hard to throw.
They really tried hard to throw, yeah, but it didn't really work, and they couldn't capitalize on their DK as Met did before. Anyway, guys, 2 minutes. Get the minuta. 2 minut. Any more languages? No.
2 minutos.
2 minutos. Okay, guys, 2 minutes and we're back, some music, and then we come back with the draft.